Hi, this is Pixie doing a video. So what should I show you? I won't put it on, it's bloody hot. So I got this top, see? And it's steampunk. So I don't know. So you'd have it. So it goes like that, but it sort of opens up at the bottom, and then you've got also got tails, longer tails. See, at the back of the hem. So I might end up going to one of these steampunk type fairs at some point. I might go along to one of them. Be a good bit of a crack, bit of a laugh. It's a nice jacket. It just looks maybe a little bit eccentric, but that's a super eccentric day. So let me get this out without injuring it. So I've been doing some work on my doll. It's not complete yet. Hello. Hello, how you doing? I got Chinese. It wasn't supposed to be Chinese. So he's still got his it's got a slot there. I can put my, there we go. I can put my not just my finger in there. I can put a pen drive. So I do that, and I just put all these kind of like spells and things like that on it. Some wonderful stuff. It's pretty much what people do with chaos magic when it's involved with paper. Oh yeah, I should probably talk through the features. So he's got his beak. I decided to put it yellow for some reason. So it's gone from a crow to being like a blackbird. And then you've got the feathers I put on there. It's clay skull, clay's about there. They've got feathers on the body as well, but I put some tape here just so they don't fall off. You can glue them to them, but gluing it, you can't really glue it to this tape stuff. It doesn't go so well. Maybe it will go better into clay. Like if I had the whole body done in clay, and then I put all the feathers in it, and then possibly glue around the feathers as I pushed them in. So if you had to sort of dip them in, then it would possibly be better that way. What do you think? Yeah. And he's got shark's teeth in his mouth, and he's also got the crow's beak in there. And there's a crystal in there as well. And he's still got a wire. If you can see it, the wire at the back of his head. So I can still do my Rife experiments on him and all sorts of things. Is that alright? Yeah. Okay. Just put him carefully in there. Also do some blatant advertising. Right. So that's that. Yeah. Put my jacket in the bag. I'll have to hang that up somewhere. But maybe get some like a proper shirt with it as well. It's nice. I don't want to wear it like this because it's bloody red hot. I've got some new scientists from my friends. I can read in there. Something mentioned about fasting, the power of fasting. So have a good read of that. Right, let's get moving. There you go. Nice and quiet. So the other thing I was going to mention, just like OMAD, I did a few videos, but might as well hit the sort of where I wanted to go with it. So you are what you eat is an important factor. If you're eating something like 30% fats are good. They're good if you can burn them, but that's why you need space to burn them, because there'd be too much fat going in your body. And literally, if that's your diet, if you're having a high fat diet, then that's what you're doing to your body. You start reflecting your food, especially when you start forcing it in a kind of abundance. You start, you've basically got a threshold of how much of the type of food you can handle, and then you're going to start fat storing and all sorts of things. Or you might have other gut problems like IBS, you're pushing it out. There's a lot of stuff I hear about metabolic rate, and a lot of it's also connected to do is your bowel movements. So you might find if your metabolism's dropping, you're processing the food better and you're digesting it over a longer period. You're taking more time because maybe there's less toxins in your body as well. You've cleaned yourself up a bit, so your body can afford to keep it in longer. And your gut bacteria health should improve because you're going to toilet less, because you're eating less, your eating window's different. And so all the windows are changing. And what'll happen is that you'll have a slower bowel movements, and fetal matter contains, you won't get all your energy out in one go. So as it goes through travels through your colon and outwards to your anus, and you end up going to the toilet, during that journey, that transit journey, it's still, nutrients can still be absorbed from it. And also it depends also how, it might sound a bit gross, the firmness of your fetal matter. If it's loose, then either you're eating very loose foods or you're not digesting it properly, which is another factor as well. It's because what happens normally is all the juice gets absorbed back into your body, and your body will strip out all the nutrients it wants from it, and anything else it expels, which is all sort of straightforward stuff really. So other things as well is that your muscles, in my understanding, they regulate your kind of some of your body mass. So your bone density will determine your level of muscle you'll need, because the muscle ratio needs to be able to move the bones effectively and carry out the task that your body's designed for. And the fat ratio is equal to a percentage of your muscle density. If you want greater muscles, you either eat a more protein diet. If you think of that chap who, Hugh Jackman, who played the Wolverine, he was on a sort of salmon diet. It was very basic foods, and I could just fly past you, but we won't do that. And so basically, yeah, he kept to a strict diet as well as having a sort of high intensity workout. So he was trying to bulk up, which is fine. So if you do a task for a long period of time, you develop to be more like that task, whatever that task might be. Like they've had it with people that used to row on ships. One of their arms were longer than the other, one was shorter, one probably had more muscle mass, one was more sort of flexibility, maybe there's more rotor cuff muscle tissue built up or something. So it's different. So you function towards your task. We want to keep it fairly simple. There's a lot of stuff about cavemen and all sorts, but who knows what a caveman was in the past. We may have come here as the package deal, or developed over time to become different, or being hybridised. Things happen. It's a bit of a jumble really. But what we do have is personality types which convey to certain job types and tasks within the group. So if you're a carer, looking after people, you'll be ensuring the group maintains social order, you'll be supporting people within the group, and facilitating certain things. You might have someone whose job is a bit more, their personality types are more authoritarian, more leader-driven, alpha group mentality, getting things done, goal-orientated. But you can adopt these certain groups. Oh shit! He's coming over. He's coming out. So you can just have to have goal-orientated behaviour and just focus on that. So if you're very much, I don't want to offend people, but you think yes you do to get the goal done, you will be a bit more selective over that. You know, figure out who you serve. You don't serve everyone. So. Wow. So yeah, you just have a bit more driven of where you want to go really, with your goals. Cravings. Caffeine, I think caffeine started to crave caffeine to wind down from that. You just replace one addiction with another, that's how you can shut that down. Like the idea, so you start thinking about something, instead of thinking about coffee, just think about the bacon sandwich instead, and that mentally has its own reward. My brain goes, no, it's activated, so yeah. So the other thing as well, weight plateaus, they come in conjunction with this ratio stuff. Homeostasis, you want to maintain a certain level. You have a baseline or base rate, and you want to stick to that. If you get too caught up with numbers, you might fail, because people are looking for the highest weight loss and stuff. But you can have a highest weight loss as long as you're willing to lose a load of muscle as well. And then you've got to look at beings and things in the wild, and that's what you want to be aiming for. So if you had a diet like a flipping lion and you was eating lots of protein, then you would have low fats in your body. So yeah, things like that. But if you're eating a high fat diet, eat like a cow, then you end up like one. Just go so slow. Some lights. So your diet's in relation to the way you are. I mean, if you eat a lot of salmon, you know, high protein, your protein body, you have to have a lifestyle that matches it well. Your body will create sugars and everything else needed from protein, but it doesn't have to. So very much reflective of what your diet is and who you are. With your weight ratio, that stays at a certain level. I mean, in the past I've got myself down to 15 stone, but people have commented and said basically I was losing muscle mass. So yeah, I can get slowly a bit more slender, but I tell you, the only way probably to do that is to balance my diet. So if my body is less cortisol, less stress, it's going to be less worried about holding on to too much water weight and fats. If I go for a period where I keep pressurising my body, it will want to adapt differently. So you've got to find a balance, but you also don't want your body to be dictating too much of your own sort of control. All that can mess up things, which is important. Anything else about OMAD? Yeah, so I mean, I've been at the same weight ratio for about a month, so it's been 16.5 stone. That's probably like 120 kilograms or something, I don't know, maybe it's less than that. Let's have a quick mathematics. Let's see, it's about 6 kilos, I think, so that's 65 maybe. And then 16 times, so 6.5, 6 times. Get a police around again. So, yeah, it's going to be about 115, something like that. Between 115, maybe 120 kilograms. So that's an estimate. And it stayed at that weight because it's happy. I just need to improve it, and that's going to be based on certain things, like you have what you do is you have like this transition forming, or your body reforms in areas, because you know, like you tighten here, you pull there, less inflammation here, your neck comes in, you look thinner there, flatter belly, but you might be weighing the same amount of weight. That's the thing, which is not so strange. That happens, and taking your measurements, that's why it's going to be misleading with fasting. You might be thinking, what's going on in my body? But just bear with it. It's a lifestyle, and it will slowly change your body, and you can easily switch up from into warrior back to OMAD. Some people do so many days of fasting. It depends on really where they are with their body. I mean, I'm quite happy to do OMAD, but it varies a bit because I've moved the hours across. So like I'm doing a breakfast, I've been eating loads of food, brown breakfast. But I might still feel a bit peckish at 12, so I could still do something at 12. Or maybe I have a drink, or maybe I have something that's more in the keto land, like you might just have a broth or something, have something completely different. Like now I'm going to probably have salad, maybe some eggs, some bacon, sandwich. This morning I had a cheesecake and stuff. I just felt tired of cheesecake to eat it. Oh man. So you can mix it up really, but then just look at your scales and how your clothes feel, and where your targets are, and then just work to that. Anyway, this is Pixie sign off. I'll speak to you soon.